That's the end of reserve grade there, and a 22 points to 20 victory to the Murrurundi boys over the Denman Devils out here at Denman Oval. The end of that game did end in a lot of controversy, and we will certainly hear more from that indeed. But big thank you to young Mitchie Stocker, who is here today to do our camera work. So the A grade, first grade out here, will be starting very shortly. The earlier games, Murrurundi and the ladies defeated Denman 70 points to 0. In the under-18s, Aberdeen defeated Denman 26 to 22, and in the reserve grade just gone, despite a comeback from the Denman side, Murrurundi defeated Denman 22 points to 20. So we've got the first grade teams. We're still a bit short on the Denman people on the bench. Right now, Zach Webb is the fullback with Celestino Penasoni on one wing and Jackson Ball on the other. Reynard Ladigan number 3 and Adam Hamilton number 4. Jacob Ellis and Sean Kidd are the Denman halves. Josh Scrimger, Andrew Pritchard and Adam Gretsch, the captain. Coach will be the front row. Tommy Mann, Isaac McCormick and Brady Benkovic are the back row, and Nathan Barry is one reserve. We will get the other reserves very shortly. For Scone, few big changes. Nick Watson is the fullback. Tim Smith on one wing with Ronan Haddon. Joel Harrison is number 3. Ryan Hawkshaw number 4. Gary McKeon at 6. Jake Watts at 7. Tommy Hagan and Mick Radford are the front rowers with Jared Wicks the lock. Number 11 is Isaac Austin. 12 James Everly. 13 Daniel Ritter. The reserves, Josh Adams, Jake Collison and Jacob Bailey at this stage. So we are still waiting a full squad of players that will be given to us during the match. So we'll do our best to try and get those players for you. Big game here today, and I think the Denman boys are just about to take the field. Last Thursday seems like a lifetime ago, but last week Scone on the Thursday night before the Scone Cup defeated Denman in first grade 44 points to 6, and that was a very dominant display by the Scone Thoroughbreds. It's going to be very interesting to see how Scone perform without Adam Clydesdale or JJ Upthorpe in the starting lineup today, in the team today. So that'll be very interesting, although Gary McKeon is a very capable replacement for Adam Clydesdale and certainly knows his way around a football field. James Everly gets a start today. Tommy Hagan is in the starting lineup as well, so this will be a big opportunity for Tommy to show his goods off. As for Denman, well, they've been decimated by some injuries and some unavailability, but nevertheless, you've still got to go up there and put the effort in if you're in the starting squad. So it'll be a big thing today. Sean Kidd, this will be I think it's his first game. I think he came on in the first round clash against Singleton, and he's a starting halfback today in the absence of Luke Ruiz. So it'll be very interesting to see Sean's kicking game. I'm sure Gretchy will have given him strict orders to get the ball deep into the corners and turn the pressure around on the Scone Thoroughbred side. So Jesse Rudder is the referee here today. Yet to see who the touch judges are. My guess is it will be Corey Martin and perhaps Worthy. I think it's Peter Worthy. We're awaiting the referees. Yeah, just on that reserve grade clash out there in the last few minutes, all hell broke loose in that reserve grade game with about, I think the siren was just about to go, all but about 10 seconds to go, and like I said, I do not think we'll be hearing the end of that. Very interesting right now as to what will come out of that all-in brawl, so to speak, and I'll call it an all-in blue because I don't know anyone that wasn't in it, even if they were trying to drag their own players out or opposition players off somebody else. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what transpires from that reserve grade, the end of that reserve grade. Quite ridiculous, to be quite honest. There was no need for any of that. Big crowd out here at Denman. Lovely day as well. Big crowd. Both sides here now are still awaiting the referees. Going to be interesting to see the dynamic without Adam Clydesdale in the side. He's been there for the first 3 weeks and been extremely dominant for the Scone side. He's got the likes of JJ Apthorpe running off him. Their absences today will be keenly met by Denman, but in saying so, Scone have just, their depth is astounding. So we're just about to kick off here now at the moment. Mitchy Stocker's ready to roll. Jesse Rudder is in charge of this match. Corey Martin is one touch judge with, I think it's Peter Worthy, the other touch judge. Adam Hamilton is playing in the centres today for Denman, so that's a bit of a change.
There's Bomber.
Not here. Adam Hamilton will be closer to the action. So here's Jesse Rudder to time on. Big kick downtown. Gary McKeon under it in his own in goal. Gives the ball off to Tommy Hagan immediately, who hits the ball up hard, straight into the line. He gets out to his own 10-metre line. Good hit there by Reynard Ladigan and Tommy Mann. There's the ball there from number 5. I think that's Ronan Haddon. And Ronan Haddon takes the ball. He's hit well by Gretchy. On to Ritter at first receiver, out to big Mickey Radford. Mick Radford's taken down about 25 metres out, centre field from his own line. Here's Tim Smith, first run of the game. Timmy Smith, he's in the headgear out there. Gets to about 35 out centre field. Job Wicks at dummy half, gets the ball onto Radford, and not Radford, I should say, it's James Everly. Everly gets the ball just shy of halfway. Wicks down the short side onto Gary McKeon, puts a banana kick in, straight down Jackson Ball's throat, and he gets the ball 35 metres, 25 metres out from his own line, my apologies. Hitting a really good tackle there by Joel Harrison. Upended him really well. Here's the ball. Zach Webb from fullback. First role at fullback this season for Webby. He's tackled on his own 30. Ball comes out, one out to Andrew Pritchard. Pritchard's hitting a good tackle by Daniel Ritter. Ball comes out, short pass from Gretsch onto Scrimger, and Scrimger gets it out to his own 40. Here's Benkovic down this left-hand side, and he goes straight into the open arms of Tommy Hagan. And also Ritter up and plays a good quick play the ball onto Shawnee Kidd. Sean Kidd hits the ball down the throat of Ronan Haddon. He collects it about 25 metres out from his own line. He runs around a couple of players and then goes, a few defenders go a bit high and he shrugs them off. It's picked up by McCormack and Gretsch about 35 metres out from his own line. Here's big Tommy Hagan. Sorry, that was Mick Radford, and Radford takes the ball up. Gets to 10 shy of halfway centre field. Good tackle by Shawnee Kidd. Ball goes out to the left-hand side, and that is Isaac Austin. Yes, it is. Isaac Austin goes down the side, and there's an early penalty. High shot there. Actually, we've got those numbers here mixed up. James Everly is number 11, and Isaac Austin will be number 12. Here's the ball, and that's James Everly now. And he's got the ball and he takes it forward. Scone on the attack early, assisted by a penalty there. Here's Ritter. Ritter turns and unders ball straight into the likes of Mick Radford, and Radford takes the ball forward. They're only about 15 out from the Denman line. Ball comes out the right there to Gary McKeon. McKeon dummies one way, gives an unders line on to Tommy Hagan, and Hagan's tackled 10 out from the Denman line. Comes down the right hand side to Gary McKeon, and McKeon goes there and he gets a good shoulder tackle on Isaac Austin. Really good tackle. Ball comes out again to Jared Watts, and Watts gives an unders ball there. Jake Watts that was, can't see who that is. I think that's doesn't matter. Here's Wicks goes from dummy half. He's tried to bust his way over and he's held up. Last tackle. Good defence by the Denman boys there. Mick Radford was that unders line there that they ran. He was pulled up as well. So the pressure right on Denman at the moment. They need a good set downstairs, downtown here. He's Adam Hamilton gets the early ball from Gretchy, and Gretchy takes Adam Hamilton takes the ball out about 15 out from his own line. They come down that right hand side, and Scrimger runs straight into the open arms of Ritter, and also over the top was James Everly. Ball goes out, 2 passes onto McCormack from Sean Kidd to Isaac McCormack. They're going to hit that short side again down that right hand side. Gives it to a full of running Zach Webb, and Webb's tackled about 5 shy of the halfway line. Long ball out to Kidd. He puts a real good torpedo kick up. It's into the arms of Ronan Haddon. He collects it about 18 metres out from his own line. He takes the ball forward. He comes to Scrimger and Benkovic, and they wrestle him to the ground 22 or 32 metres out centre field from his own line. Here's Nicky Watson, and Nick Watson takes off from dummy half, goes forward, he gets up to the 40. Good tackle from Gretsch and Scrimger. Short pass over to Joel Harrison, and Harrison takes the ball forward and gets over the halfway line. Really good run there, short pass. Wicks at dummy half. Wicks gets it on to Austin, and Austin charges at the line, and he's tackled. Good tackle from Tommy Mang. Too quick that play, the ball for Denman's liking. They need to slow and dominate that wrap. Ball goes out to Gary McKeon. I think there's a steal, 1-on-1. Well done. Who was that? Was that Reynard Ladigan? I think it was. Good tackle by Reynard on to Benkovic, and Benkovic goes forward in the open arms, into waiting arms, I should say, of Gary McKeon and Isaac Austin. Here's Tommy Mann. Hold it about here. Yep. So joining me in commentary today is the big fella himself, not Mort Barry, his young son Owen. And Owen, good start to the game. 0-all, 35 after 5 minutes, mate, and this was the case last week on the Thursday night before the Scone Cup. Yeah, there's another one-on-one steal, so early turnovers from both sides, and this is exactly how it played out last Thursday night. And there's another penalty against the Denman side, too high. How do you see it, Owen?
It was definitely high, yep. It should be a pretty good game. I think Denman's got They've got a few imports this week, a few more players. Gary McKeon's obviously back for Scone.
Playing a good role already.
Yes. They got Sean Kidd in number 7 for Denman. They moved Isaac McCormick back to the second row. I think that's a really good move, honestly. Yeah.
Well, there's Austin. I'll call this action here, Owie. Isaac Austin brushed off 2 or 3 would-be defenders that elected to go high instead of low. Here's big Mickey Radford, and he charges at the line. They're about 8 metres out from the Denman line. Pressure straight on already, and he's botched that play. The ball, who was that? Mickey Radford, and that was an ordinary play. The ball and a very ugly turnover whilst in attack. And this is identical to the action last Thursday night at Scone. Owen, I don't know if you saw that match, but both sides coughed up cheap possession early for the first 15 or so minutes. and then the floodgates opened against Denman, and Scone piled on.
Yeah, they just kind of got into a
20-odd points.
They kind of got in a groove last week, Scone. Denman never really got a roll on, so...
You need to be patient with the ball, I think, Denman. He's a scrum feed to Denman. He's Isaac. Is that Isaac? No, Adam Hamilton. That's Adam Hamilton. He takes the ball forward about 28 metres out from his own line. Ball goes out to Scrimger, first receiver. I'd still like to see them running more off a pivot, a bit wider on the fringe. He runs into the waiting arms of Jared Wicks. Here's Daniel Ellis skirting around. A little pass back to Scrimger, who runs into the waiting arms of Daniel Ritter. Not going to go too far there, and Isaac Austin. Benkovic down this short right-hand side. He runs straight into Gary McKean. Good run. He just goes shy of halfway. Shawnee Kidd with a chip over the top. That's too long. It's out in the full. Really didn't have a lot of room to work with there, Sean Kidd. So, he'll learn from that. They've got to make some room for him. I don't know whether that short side kicking is the way to go. So it's an early turnover, or really cheap turnover there to the Scone boys. Right on halfway, Isaac Austin's going to play the ball. Ball goes to Joel Harrison, and Harrison runs across field, hitting a good front-on tackle there by Scrimger, and also Isaac McCormack. Wicks at dummy half. He gets the ball on to Jake Watts. Jake Watts gives the ball on to Hawkshaw. Hawkshaw's through one. He's got plenty of support. He gives it back inside to Timmy Smith, and Timmy Smith's going to get rolled straight under the post for the early four-pointer. Well, that was too easy out wide, Owen.
Definitely was. I think a bit of miscommunication out there. They got a fairly new bloke out there, so...
It was too easy. The ball swung out wide for good sets of hands, and it was just easy as you liked. The defence was non-existent out there. They needed to pick up big time. And Timmy Smith, as always, full of running.
Yes.
And very hard man to stop that flying onto the ball like that. So Hawkshaw made the initial break, young Rhino, and some really flimsy defence out wide. He's only a little bloke, Ryan Hawkshaw. He's got some tail about him, but certainly the defence needs to pick up in that respect. That was just way too easy.
Definitely was.
So we've had just over 9 minutes of play. It's 4-0, kick to come, and don't think Jake Watts is going to miss this goal from right in front, 10 metres out. Converts that, it's 6-0, Jake Watts.
I've got that team list as well, the rest of it.
Early blood for the Scone Thoroughbreds, and we've had just over 10 minutes of play in the first half, and that outside defence was just too easy there. Adam Hamilton with the restart puts it deep down into the Scone territory, and who's going to get the ball here? And none other than Tommy Hagan. And Tommy Hagan charged at the Denman defensive line, and they all want to go high, so they're going to get what they deserve. Pritchard comes late and takes him down 28 metres out from the Denman line. Really ordinary defence that. And here's Ronan Haddon, and Haddon takes the ball forward, and he's hitting a good tackle from Benkovic and Gretsch. Wicks at dummy half, gives the ball out to Ritter. Ritter unloads it onto Radford, and Radford shrugs off one would-be defender, and that was Sean Kidd. Gets the ball on to number 11, and that's James Everly, and Everly gets the ball. He comes to the fullback, Zach Webb, and he's taken down. This is too easy. This defence is non-existent. Ball goes out to Watts. Watts out, long pass out to Gary McKean. McKean short pass to Isaac Austin. They got miscommunication. Back to he runs forward and straightens the play up. Right on the attack here. Ball goes to Wicks at dummy half onto Jakey Watts, and Watts takes the ball himself. Here down that short side. Long pass out to Hawkshaw. Hawkshaw fumbled that. He went out as well. No try against Denman there. Well, they still had the numbers, Owen, but they just couldn't put those hands together, mate.
I think the draw and pass would have been a better option, not the cut-out ball, honestly.
I've seen big Mick Radford for Scone's taking the ball up first receiver a lot of the times. He's Benkovic, and Benkovic's gone forward. Up 25 metres out from his own line. Gretchen dummy half, long pass out to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis gives it on to Zach Webb, and Webb runs into the open arms of Joel Harrison. Good run there. Nick Watson was instrumental in that little play down that attacking raid earlier, and there's something Jacob Ellis won't be doing too often. He'll be going straight into the open arms of Isaac Austin, and Webb goes and straight into Isaac Austin again, and it's not often you see him making a missed tackle, so probably not the best way to run there. Gretsch from dummy half kicks it himself. It's going to go down into the end goal. That ball's going to pull up. Really good run there, kick there from Gretchy. And Nick Watson gets the ball and he runs straight back into the Reynard Ladigan and also Gretchy. Reynard missed at his first attempt, but pulled him down the second attempt here. Ball goes out now to Timmy Smith, I should say, and Smith shrugs off one and also shrugs off a second before Scrimger gets him just shy. That's to ordinary play the ball. Thank goodness he elected to do that again. Here's Radford. Radford goes into the Denman defence. That's a one-on-one strip. Good run there by Pritchard, and I think that's Andrew Pritchard's got the ball there. He's tackled 20 metres out. Denman in possession. Slow on the play. The ball down Scone. Very good at that. Ball goes out, one out to Adam Hamilton. He needs to get deeper and run onto it. That's he's getting the ball standing still, and that's straight into the Scone liking. Gretsch at dummy half. There's centre forward options both left and right. Gretsch runs from dummy half himself, tries to get over. Good run from Gretchy, only 4-5 metres out from the Scone line, straight under the post. Adam Hamilton at dummy half. Long ball out to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis switches play, goes out to Sean Kidd. Long pass over the top to Isaac McCormick. Onto the Iceman, they call him. He throws it back inside to Isaac McCormick. Flick pass around the back to Jacob Ellis. Onto Pritchard, and Pritchard runs straight into the arms. He unloads it back to the Iceman. He gets the penalty. He goes to the line. He's short. A metre short. Sean Kidd at dummy half. They need to be patient here, the Denman Devils. Great short ball over Ellis. He gets 141. Goes again. He's pulled up. It's the last tackle. Gretsch at dummy half, long pass out to Adam Hamilton. Adam Hamilton, what's he going to do? He tries to unload it. He does. Gives a kick. 6 to go. 6 to go. He's touched it. Zach Webb with the ball. They've got a full set of 6. They need to be patient, the Denman boys, but at the moment the Scone defence is solid. Down this left-hand side over to Kidd. Kidd throws a long cut-out pass on to Reynard Lanigan. He scored in the corner. Reynard Haddon went for the intercept. Good pass there from Shawnee Kidd there. It is 6 points to 4. 15 minutes gone in the first half.
Yeah, it's been really good so far. No disrespect to Isaac McCormick, but I think Sean Kidd's just got a little bit more polish in the halves than what he does, and he's got a little bit better kicking game in my opinion. The play balls have been really slow, I've noticed today as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is just what they're going to go with now, the referees, or what?
Well, it's interesting, Owen, and that was within a whisker of being intercepted by Ronan Haddon, but Shawnee Kidd's pass was outstanding, straight into the awaiting arms of Reynard Ladding and put the ball down into the corner. So well done to the Denman Devils for kicking back, and the defence from both sides has been exceptional at the moment. A couple of really, I shouldn't really say that because there's been a couple of dodgy. They cannot get Mick Radford down for a start.
Yeah.
And Joel Harrison out wide is also proving very, very hard to put down out there on that left-hand side. So what we've got now is Adam Hamilton, first roll at centre today, and he plays like a running forward. So he's going to attempt this conversion. He's 26 metres out from the line, 1 metre in from touch. Adam Hamilton. I didn't know if Adam could kick, Owen, so here's the first foray into it. Geez, that looked pretty good, but off the boot, looked really good off the boot, but it just swung, just hooked it slightly, but he certainly struck it well. So it's 6 points to 4 here. There's under 24 minutes to go in this first half out here at Denman Oval.
I think this is a much better start, the Denman boys have got this week. They haven't been dropping as much ball. Same with the Scone boys. I know they must have worked on something at training. Maybe the night game played a bit of influence into that, but I'm not sure.
Well, both sides have had more than 7 days off here, so there's no excuses for not being ready for it. Here's the kick-off from Nick Watson, and goes right down deep into the waiting arms of Zachy Webb, who he unloaded that ball onto Andrew Pritchard. Here's the scrimger, first receiver off Gretchy, goes down centre third about 25 metres out from his own line. Ball goes to Bengalla and he charges the ball forward into a waiting arms of 3 big Scone defenders, but great run. Number 15, Jakey Collison, is on the field for Scone. I'll just find out who has gone off there. I can't see. Here's Gretchy, runs from dummy half. And there's a penalty to the Denman side. I think that's their first penalty, Owen.
Yes, that is.
So that's a really good go forward for the Denman boys. Really good set of 6 from the kick-off. So here's Sean Kidd. He's going to try and find touch. That he does. It's coming straight for us. And Denman's going to get a tap restart from Reynard Ladigan. He's got to come up 5 metres, Reynard. You're giving yourself away there, champion. Here he goes. He takes the ball forward. He gets within 20 and he's hitting a good tackle there from Gary McCoon and also Joel Harrison. And there's coach killer stuff. They get early possession. They give it away like that. He knows it. No good sugarcoating that, Owen. That was... That's the turnovers you don't need, mate.
No, not in the first tackle, attacking the line. I'm pretty sure Tommy Hagan might have been switched out there.
He has. Tommy Hagan has good eyes. Tommy Hagan's been replaced by Jakey Collison there at front row. Scored a good try last Thursday night, Jake Collison. Here's the ball from Gary McCoon, gives the ball out to Nick Watson, and Watson goes across field, shows it under, dummies it, but goes forward. Really good go forward there. He's tackled 28 metres out from his own line, centre field. Here's Ryan Hawkshaw. He's been solid so far, Hawkshaw. Takes the ball up, 15 shy of halfway. He's a great run for Mick Radford. He's causing absolute chaos out there on the fringe of the ruck. Here's Jared Wicks again, goes from dummy half. He's really solid, throws an ordinary pass onto Hawkshaw in support. They get up over halfway. In actual fact, they got to the 30-metre line before that little pass from Jared Wicks onto Hawkshaw went to ground. And the Iceman, whose name is Celestino Penasoni. So... the boys told me before the game, Owen, that they call him the Iceman. He had a fairly good game in reserve grade, actually.
Is this last week?
This is today.
Oh, today, yeah. I was in the canteen, so I didn't get to watch.
Oh, no, you were doing some of your best work in there, mate. Well done. That's that right-hand defence from the Denman Devils again, Owen, that is really struggling out there at the moment, mate. There's about 3 or 4 breaks that the Scone Thoroughbreds have had down that right-hand side, or the left-hand side as we look at it for the left-hand attacking side of for Scone. They've been brutal out there. Here's Adam Hamill at dummy half, just shy of halfway, about 10 metres shy, and he goes mid-centre field, hitting a real good ball and all tackle. Down below was Collison, over the top was Daniel Ritter. Ball comes out to the left-hand side. Jacob Ellis gives an unders line to, I think that's Reynard Ladigan. It is. Didn't go too far. Here's Jacob again, looking for, trying to run the ball. No support. He's got to look for that little short pass. That'd be better. He's tackled. Good tackle from Isaac Austin. Ball goes out the back to Kidd. He said, get it down the other end of the field. Ball comes down to this left-hand side, and again, ordinary kick, Owen. And it doesn't seem rushed to me, mate. I know this is Kiddy's first run at halfback and first starting for the game, but the pressure's back on the Denman side straight away, right on the halfway line. Certainly don't need that, do they, mate?
Not really, no. They prefer to be hacking a scrum back here on the 20-metre line right now, I think.
Ridiculous. Here's Ritter. He goes forward and he's hitting a high tackle by Pritchard. And, boy, he still unloads it. They didn't finish that. They've got to finish that tackle on Ritter. He'll look to unload it at every opportunity. Gives it back to Jared Wicks. Ball comes out to the left-hand side. Now as Jake Collison goes forward and he comes on a high shot from Isaac McCormack. Now, a simple legs tackle will do the same job, but Jesse Rutter's pulled him up. I just don't understand it sometimes, Alan. If the guy's legs and hips are wide open, just drive in and tackle him low, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating to watch. and they've given a penalty away at that. So here's Scone right on the attack, 25 metres out from the Denman line. Hawkshaw's going to do the tap restart, and he's going to give it off to Timmy Smith. No, he doesn't. He gives it off to James Everly, and Everly gets the ball and takes it forward. He's upended by Scrimger and given another penalty away. No, he hasn't. Well, he did pick him up beyond the horizontal there, Owen. That was it could have went both ways, that 50-50 call, mate.
I feel like it's been 50-50 calls.
I think James Everly, he must, by the looks of things, he probably let it go to get his hands free to break the fall.
Yeah.
Anyway, let off for the Denman side. Ordinary pass from the scrum base, and it goes to ground, straight to Tommy Mann, and he's coughed it up cold as a spud. What's Jesse going to call here?
I think Shawnee
offside.
Held him up over the...
He's called offside, has he?
No.
Anyway, either way, no, he unloaded, he called held. Back to the play, on to Collison. Collison gets the ball, and he goes under another high shot from Andrew Pritchard. He's tackled about 3 metres shy, directly under the post. Here's Jared Wicks, he's got options left and right. They come out to the right, long pass to Nick Watson, equally long pass, and who scored in the corner? Ronan Haddon, I believe, for the Scone boys. He scored it right in the corner, so that is 10 points to 4. That was a game just too easy, Owen. Too easy, mate.
That was a brilliant ball from Nick Watson. Yeah.
Outstanding pass.
Yeah, I think he's been a bit. He's had a bit of spiders on him for the start of this game.
Well, they had options left and right, didn't they? And the ball went to Nick Watson at fullback, who was virtually standing in first receiver role. I think he cut out 2 or 3 players to an unmarked Ronan Haddon out there on the wing, and the Denman defence had condensed up and left Ronan free as a bird, and he scored in the corner, as you like. But realistically, mate, that scrum, I don't know, I can't remember who fed that scrum over there, then threw the pass to Tommy Mann, who was first receiver, inside their own 10. I don't know who threw that pass, but dead set, I don't know if it was too hard or Tommy Mann had a look. We'll check out the video when it's downloaded by Reggie later on. Yeah. But that, you can't cough up possession as easy as that, mate, and put pressure straight back on yourselves.
Yeah, especially against the form team in the competition, and they'll just punish you straight away. Form team in the competition, all right. You give them an inch, mate, and they'll take a mile. This game, boys, and they certainly know how to apply the pressure on you. Definitely.
Here's Jakey Watts. He's going to be kicking right off the sideline about, 29 metres out. 10 points to 4. There's under 18 minutes to go here in the first half. Jake Watts moves in, unloads it, and it's just faded away. Looked like one of my long iron shots at golf there. Just a little fade at the end there, Owen.
Yes.
So 10 points to 4, you're under 18 minutes to go. We talk about cheap turnovers in possession, Owen. You just can't give it away at this level of football, mate. You've got to take every opportunity you get, haven't you?
Yes, you definitely. Coughing up 5 metres out from your own line, it's not what you want to be doing.
Here's Adam Hamilton with the kick restart. It's long. It's going over the head of Gary McKeon. Oh, great take. He put his foot on the line, did he, Worth? I think he did. It was close. It was dead set, close. It could have. Corey Martin's got it from the other side of the field. Jeez, that's a good pickup. Outstanding pickup. It was close. I couldn't see from here. I know he took one step back, Gary McKeon, but it was very, very close indeed. Is that Peter Worthy? What's his first name?
Anthony.
Anthony Worthy. My apologies, Anthony. And I've been calling you Peter in the pre-start, but I think it was Corey Martin on the far side that picked that kick up. Let's see what Denman can do here. Jacob Ellis got that ball 40 metres out from his own line. He's handed it off to Andrew Pritchard, and there's 3 Scone defenders there, and he's about 32 metres out, 20 in from touch. Gretsch with the ball. Oh, no! Woeful pass from dummy half there into the waiting arms of Scrimger, and they've coughed the ball up again, Denman, and goodness me, they're over halfway now, the Scone boys. Joe Wicks from dummy half runs forward, he trips over his own legs and gets it into the Denman territory again. They're going to be made to pay here big time, Denman, if they don't pick this up. is Jake Collison again. He gets the ball and he takes it inside the Denman 30 centre field. Jared Wicks with options left and right. They come down the right hand side to Gary McCoon, and McCoon takes the ball forward and he's hitting a good tackle from Reynard Ladigan. Tommy Mann missed him completely, but he's about 25 out from the Denman line. Wicks at dummy half onto Daniel Ritter. Daniel Ritter gives a short pass on to who's that there? Can't see the number. Smothered, he gets up, good play the ball. That was Jake Watts. Little kick over top from Nick Watson, who's doing plenty of kicking, and he's retrieved it, has he? No, it's all over the place, the ball. Knocked forward both ways. I think the first knock on Jesse Rutter is calling is from Denman, Owen?
Yep, Denman.
So that's, what's he going to say? It's a line dropout. It's a line dropout, it happened in goal.
Looks it, yep.
The Iceman out there is receiving attention from his own play. Looks like he's got cramp. He played a full game, Celestino Pernasoni in reserve grade, but he's up and running now. Good bit of Luke safe work there from Adam Gretsch.
Yes.
Well, that was a little bit of a let-off, but seriously, they've got to be patient, a little bit more discipline with the ball. Here's the line drop out there from Adam Hamilton. It goes to Gary McCoon, and McCoon blocked it with his foot and it went forward about 15 metres, but he's tackled now. He retrieved it. Nick Watson at dummy half. Doing a lot of kicking, Nick Watson, Owen. He's one of their go-to players, Nick Watson, from fullback. He gets into that attacking line, and he's certainly got a lot of good traits to his game. Here's Ritter taking the ball forward. He unloads in good second phase play to Wicks. On to Isaac Austin. He comes to the play the ball, and that's Jacob Ellis. He still unloads. He gets it off to Wixie, Jared Wicks. Dummy half is Gary McCoon. Long pass out to left to Jake Watts. On to Nick Watson, that man we've been talking to. He comes to Adam Hemel. Good defence from Adam Hemel. About 10 out from the Denman line. Ball goes there. They go down that short side there to Timmy Smith. Timmy Smith dives. He's rolled over on his back. Has he scored? I think he has, Owen.
I think Corey's given it the nod.
Yeah, he has. Timmy Smith went down that blind side and caught them napping.
Yeah, that's just a bit of lazy.
It's been deadly so far, Timmy Smith,
yes,
mate.
Yes, it's been very good.
Every try, correct me if I'm wrong, has gone down that left-hand side of the field.
Besides that one cut-out ball on this right-hand side.
Thanks for picking me up on that. Well done, mate. That was a test, see, I knew that. I had no idea. Under 13 minutes to go in the first half here, and it's 14 points to 4. And again, Owen, they've been their own worst enemies, Denman.
Yeah, they just look a bit out on their feet here. They just, I don't know. I know what the go of them is.
You simply can't cough up possession like that, mate. Let's be fair to Ingham. Just got to be patient with the ball, and the passes there's 2 passes from dummy half that have gone, just been very, very ordinary indeed.
Yes. I think Denman's lacking a extra front rower to come off the bench. Scone brought on Jake Collison, and he's been just as good as their run on. So I think that's something they're not really losing at the moment.
Here we go. Jakey Watts is going to try and convert this from the sideline again. I reckon he'll be aiming at the left-hand post if he's fading everything. Owen?
Yes.
He strikes it well. Here he goes, moves in, hits it. It's fading away, it looks damn good. No, how good is that, Owen? 16 points to 4, under 12 minutes to go in this first half. It gets back to the point, Owen, that the way this competition is so far, this is round 4, and it appears that if you're going to play Scone, you've got to be very, very smart about it, and you cannot give cheap piggyback penalties, or you cannot give cheap turnovers away, because they will make you pay. Good sides do that, and you can ill afford to be doing that. Nick Watson's been outstanding at fullback. Here he is. He's got the ball and he's taken it forward. And there's another ridiculous penalty they've given away, and that was Mick Radford got the ball off Nick Watson. And like I say, Owen, was there a need to go that high?
I don't think he just bend it. All he had to do was bend his back there and
just drive in.
Yeah.
Drive in, boys. That's all I'm saying. Drive in. Here's Hawkshaw with a tap restart onto Radford again, and Radford runs straight into Adam Hamilton. Great run from Radford. Outstanding run. Wicks at dummy half onto Nick Watson. He runs out at that fringe defenders on the Denman boys, and Benkovic and Scrimgeour are there to meet him. He's over halfway, actually on the 40. Ball goes to Ritter. Ritter is unloaded every time. They cannot wrap the ball up with Ritter, and on this occasion they do. They're doing their best to give a penalty away. Here's Jake Collison. He goes in behind the ruck into Gretchen Benkovic. Scrimgeour over the top. Well into the Denman area. Here's Wicks at dummy half, out to the left onto Jake Watson. Unders ball with James Everly, and Everly gets the ball and he takes it forward, stands in the tackle. They can't put him down. Here's the ball, they're going out this left-hand side again onto Jake Watts. He puts a little chip up over the top, and who's that in possession? They rolled it over. They've held him up. That was good stuff there by the Denman boys, but Jake Watts, I think that was that Timmy Smith out there, Owen?
Yeah, it was a brilliant catch by Timmy Smith.
Great catch from Timmy Smith, and the boys have held him up particularly well there. Well, they met that attacking raid with some good defence, but this is the test. This has been the test here in possession. If they give the cheap turnover away, they just can ill afford to do it in good field position too. Here's Adam Hamilton getting up to play the ball. Look at that line defence from the Scone side, Alan. It's just really solid forward. Jake Collison gets up. Good into Benkovic and tackles Benkovic. Good quick play the ball. Gretsch from dummy half dances around, and Collison ropes him to the ground again. No ground made. Here's Pritchard. Pritchard runs it straight into the Scone defence. He's hitting a good tackle there by Radford and Ritter. Ball goes out to the left onto Ellis, and Ellis gives the ball onto Zach Webb. Isaac Austin up top belts him to the ground, and Gary McKeon down below. Just shy of the 40-metre line. Ball goes out the back, ordinary pass, and that was ordinary indeed. Oh my goodness me. Anyway, turnover. Less said about that, the better, Alan.
Yeah, that was a terrible pass from dummy half in the last half.
Here they go. They're going down this left-hand side again. Ball goes out to James Everly, unloads to Hawkshaw, and he's tackled from the Iceman and Benkovic over the top. They're about 25 metres out from the Denman line. Here's Jake Watts. He gives an unders ball to Daniel Ritter. He goes through untouched again. He's still going. No one wants to take Daniel Ritter's legs from him. Ball goes out to Gary McKeon. Short pass onto Joel Harrison. He's only a metre or two out. They're going to be made to pay again here if they're not careful, the Denman boys. Wicks at dummy half. Short pass on to Jake Collison. He rolls over, does he? I think he does. Jesse Rudder's going to point to the spot. Jake Collison has gone over right next to the post, and to be quite honest, Owen, the defence there on a couple of occasions is as ordinary as you can get.
Yeah, I think Scone is controlling the ruck more, to be honest. I think that's the difference at the moment between the two sides. Scone getting quick play the balls away, and Denman, it's been slow as anything. So
yeah, they've got to do something. They've got to try and dominate that ruck for a little bit longer, and if they get away with it from Jesse Rudder, that's going to be a bonus. If they don't, well, they'll get penalised. But they've got to do something.
Yeah, I don't think Jesse's blown a ruck penalty so far. So
boys, the video, mate.
Yeah, I don't think Jesse's blown a ruck penalty so far, so I know they might have to, that's...
Well, yeah, but okay, if he's not going to do that, we'll try and do something to compensate it. Slow the game down a bit, and wait till Jesse starts blowing a few penalties in the ruck. He's letting the game flow particularly well, I must say. He's doing a great job so far. Here's Jake Watts with the ball, and he makes no mistake about it. It's 22 points to 4. There's under 7 minutes to go here in the first half, and it's been all Scone. Every opportunity Denman have got, they've coughed the possession back up.
Yes, that is very well said. Just can't hang on to the ball, to be honest.
Here's a restart from Adam Hamilton, and Hamilton puts it right down deep into the in goal, gives it off to Gary McKeon, and McKeon gets the ball onto Collison. He takes the ball full of running, Jakey Collison. He's hitting a good tackle there from Benkovic and Reynard Ladigan. Nicky Watson at dummy half gives a short pass out to number 5, Ronan Haddon. He takes the ball forward and he's hitting a good tackle there. I think that is Nathan Barry, and Gretchy comes to the left again. Daniel Ritter takes the ball up. It's about time someone put him to ground, for goodness sake, and this occasion it was Isaac McCormick, 32 metres out from his own line. They go down to the short side. Here's Tommy Hagan back on the field. He takes it up over the 40. Come down the right hand side. Nick Watson's doing all the kicking on the right hand side, in particular Owen. The ball goes down and bounces into the arms of, and he's knocked it on. Jeez, it took a terrible bounce there from Zachy Webb. He let it bounce and it bounced backwards.
Yeah, very unlucky there.
Absolutely backwards, and only the fact that Scone tried to kick it forward, it went out of Zach Webb's hands, and in doing so, trying to retrieve it, he knocked it on. So another turnover to the Scone boys in good forward position from Denman, and they're going to find themselves fully on the attack. But 15 metres out from the Denman line. Scrum feed. Watts out to Joel Harrison, and Harrison gets the ball, runs to the defensive line. He runs straight into the arms of Reynard Ladigan and Zach Webb. There's no fullback at home. Tommy Mann was amongst the tackle there. Wicks at dummy half, short pass on to Ritter. He goes forward. No one went forward to meet him at the advantage line, so he had all freebies there as you like. And in fact, Owen, I think Ritter scored under the post.
He might have.
Well, from what I seen then, Owen, Denman were right on their heels, mate. They just waited for Daniel Ritter to run straight at him, mate, and the defensive line for Denman did not move forward at all, mate.
No, Gretchy in the middle there, he didn't move up. He tried to tackle on the ball as well.
Well, that's just the difference right now. The Scone side are full of running, and they're making Denman pay big time, because they're just standing still in defensive line and there's no go forward, and the heads are down in that in-goal area. It's 26 points to 4. There's under 4 minutes to go in this first half, and if they're not careful, Denman, this could be a major blowout. Jake Watts won't have any issue whatsoever with converting this try. 26 points to 4. It'll go to 28. And again, a turnover in that corner. The ball, yeah, it bounced backwards, but where was the support there for young Zachy Webb? I don't know whether he had the opportunity to catch it on the full, but, you know, can't keep doing it. Can't keep giving these early, cheap turnovers. It's just ridiculous, and they're going to find themselves at the back end of a ridiculous score in a minute. Oh, well, if they don't pick their game up, Owen.
Yeah. I reckon they'll get a spray at half-time.
It's just got to get through to them, mate.
Yeah. They got to win that ruck, to be honest. If they not win the ruck, they won't win the game.
Okay, Adam Hamilton with the kick restart. Is that going to go out in the full? It does. Seriously, could it get any worse for the Denman side, Owen?
I don't think so.
You know, honestly, I know they're trying, the boys, but it's got to be better than this. They're just gifting the game to the Scone attack right now. Gifting it to them. Jake Watts with the halfway tap restart. Penalty. Here's the ball. Goes out the left-hand side to James Everly onto Timmy Smith. Timmy Smith comes to one. He gives good tackle there. Who made that tackle out there? I missed that. I couldn't see it. Shawnee Kidd.
Yeah, Shawnee
Ball
Kidd.
goes out to Ryan Hawkshaw. Hawkshaw runs from dummy half, and he makes 10 metres for his drag back in defence. This is under 2 minutes to go in this first half here. Here's Adam Hamilton try to put a shot on one of the Scone forwards. I think that is Tommy Hagan. Wicks at dummy half, comes long pass out to Watts. Watts an equally long pass out to Gary McKean. He gives it off to Joel Harrison. He's tackled inside the 10, round the legs by Reynard Ladigan. Ellis over the top. They come to the open side. Ellis grabs him, gives the ball on to Isaac Austin. He's trying to wrestle his way over the line. He held up well from Benkovic and no one else. It's the last. What are they going to do? Wicks at dummy half. Long pass out the back to Jake Watts. He's going to put a beautifully deft kick over the top. It goes into the arms of who is that? And I think he's knocked it on regardless, the Denman player. It was Kitty. And there's under 30 seconds to go, so that they'll be doing their best here, Denman, not to form that scrum. with about 25 seconds to go. Is it a turnover? Surely they're not going to score just before half-time in these dying seconds. They're trying to pack the scrum, Scone, very, very quickly. Someone from Denman should just go down injured. Fair income.
Yeah. I don't reckon they'll pack the scrum.
I reckon they will, and they'll just give it away. They're going to pack this scrum. If they score from this last play, this is ridiculous. They're going down that left-hand side again. What can they do? Can they hold Timmy Smith out? Good tackle from Timmy Smith over the sideline. 28 points to 4. It's half-time here at Denman Oval. Well, Alan, just a little quick wrap before we go to a half-time break, but the whole first half has been really dominated by Scone through poor possession by the Denman side.
Yeah, they just haven't been good enough. But Scone have had the polish and they've capitalised on Denman's mistakes, so
it has been
that's all you can ask for as a coach.
Well, if you are on watch, you're going to go into half-time with full of confidence, because I don't know what Gretchen can do to try and lift these boys in this second half. There's plenty of heads down in this Denman side, but look, hopefully from a 28 points to 4 deficit right now, they've got 40 minutes to pick it up and try and save some face and some pride in themselves and get a bit of self-respect back. They've got to pick their game up, but it's only going to start from the person that they're looking at in the mirror, and it's got to start right there. We'll be back after the half-time break. Well, Aaron Watts, very happy man there at half-time, Owen.
Yes, very happy.
I don't know. I mean, they've coughed the ball up cheaply themselves, the Scone boys, but overall, every time they've got possession off a Denman mistake, especially later in that first half, probably at the 20-minute mark, they've made Denman pay, and pay big time. The scary thing is look at the bench for the Scone Thoroughbreds. Josh Adams is on there, still hasn't been on the field, and there's a number of other good players there, in particular Jacob Bailey. Jakey Collison's been outstanding since he came on there. His rotation at the front row between Radford and Tommy Hagan has been exceptional, and he's been rewarded with a good try. So here's the restart. For the second half, Zach Webb gets a ball on his own 10. He goes straight forward, gets to the 20s, hitting a good tackle from Jake Collison. Ball goes to Gretsch onto R2, and R2 gets the ball and he takes it forward. Good run, they need more of that. Centre field, 28 metres out from his own line. Gretsch at dummy half gives the ball on to Nathan Barry, and Barry goes forward, hitting a really good tackle around the legs by Jake Collison. He's showing the others how to do it. Here's Benkovic, takes the ball forward and he goes straight into the arms. Really good run from young Benko there of Jake Collison again, and also James Everly, the tacklers. Ball goes to Sean Kidd, and that ball's gone, has that gone out in the full? No, it hasn't. Not a great kick, come off the side of his boot, but a couple of times they've tried to put kicks in, Owen, and balls are going out in the full.
I think.
Sorry?
I don't know, maybe outside the 40. It looked like 40-20, but oh well. Maybe it was just outside.
Just outside. So it's going to have a scrum feed. What are they, 20 out from their own line, 20 metres in from touch. Can't see who's going off there, whether it's Scrimger or Andrew Pritchard there, Owen. We'll find out in a second. Ball goes out to, who's that? Joel Harrison, who's in. I think that's Jolie Harrison.
I think both of them might be on the bench at the moment.
Here's the ball. That's Nick Watson, Tim Smith. Good running from the boys from Scone. Look at them. Look at that run up over the advantage line. Has been outstanding. On that occasion, it was Isaac Austin. Look at the play the ball on. Here's Jared Wicks from dummy half. He runs straight forward and he's up to the 20 already, dragged down by Jacob Ellis. That play the ball dominance is just outstanding. Here's Jake Watts. Jake Watts goes forward and he's hitting a good tackle from Benkovic and also Gretsch. They're 10 out. We've had less than a minute to play in this first half. Here's Wicks from dummy half. He's only got one short ball to beat and it goes straight to Ritter. Wicks from dummy half, short pass to Ritter under the post.
They shouldn't get off the line there. They had too many quick play balls in a row. They got a nice roll.
Seriously, that go forward was outstanding. They've got to slow the ball down. They've got to risk their hand here and just slow the ball down. If Jesse going to pull them up, he pulls them up and penalises them. But you can't let a run like that through. That was just simply brilliant from the Scone players. And finished with another great run from Wicks out of dummy half to a hard-running Daniel Ritter. He wound that run up, Daniel Ritter from Sandy Ollo. Fair dinkum. Jake Watts is going to try and convert this. It's already, that'll be 34 points to 4. We've had less than a minute of play. 2 minutes of play.
It's not looking promising at the moment.
Nah, not a lot of talk in that in-goal area. Let me give you the tip. I don't know whether the players who are missing the tackles don't want to lift their heads up, to be quite honest, because they're going to have to look at somebody in the eye and then be judged by your efforts. That's what I say. Because right now it is appalling.
I'm pretty sure both the front rowers, the running front rowers from Denman are sitting on the bench.
Yeah, Pritchard and Scrimger are both off. We've got Nathan Barry on with
R2.
R2. Who's that over the far side winger, Owen?
That's Josh Farley.
Josh Barwick, is it?
Farley.
Joshy Farley's on. I thought it was Jackson Ball has gone off.
Yeah, I think he might. He went off in the first 5 or 10.
Yeah, I couldn't see who it was, mate. So yeah, he's been on for quite a while, young boy Farley. Here's Scone with a good roll on here, centre field. They're already 40 out. Here's Tommy Hagan, is it? He takes the ball forward. Good run from Hagan. He's already just shy of halfway. They come down to the right hand side. Look at the run from Daniel Ritter there. Still looking to unload, and the boys just won't meet him at the advantage line. Ball comes out the back to Jake Watts, and Watts puts it deep into the corner of Denman. It's going to go over the dead ball line. They surely cannot be that unlucky. And they say, that ball held up. It was going over the dead ball line for all money, but just nothing's going right for the Denman side at the moment. And great chase from Ronnie Hawkshaw, who grabbed Zachy Webb in his own in goal. So it's a line dropout. That ball, for all money, was going over the dead ball line, Owen, and it pulled up, unfortunately, for Denman.
There was a brilliant kick, I think, by
Jake Watts.
Yeah, Jake Watts. The Scone forwards just hitting elbows, knees. They're not. There's no rotation. No one's going on their back.
There's a first. Benkovic with the line dropout. Fair dinkum. Good kick too, but it goes 45 metres straight down Jake Watts' throat, and he gives it on to Tommy Hagan. He runs straight into Benkovic, pushes him off. McCormick and Gretsch finished him off. They come down this short left-hand side to James Everly. No one wants to go low, seriously. Reynard Ladigan went low. Ball goes out to Watts. Watts runs across field, gives it to a hard-running Jake Collison, and Collison goes forward, and he's hitting a good tackle by McCormack and Benkovic. Sorry, that was Nathan Barry. They're about 8 metres out. Here's the ball again. Collison goes across. Jake Watts goes across for Jared Wicks, I should say. The ball goes further out there, and I think that is, who is that? Joel Harrison. He's hurled up. About 8 metres out. Ball goes on to Nick Watson. Nick Watson goes forward, runs into the open arms of Benkovic. Quick play the ball again. Short pass on the Ritter. He's only got to turn over and roll. He does. Scores a try again. They're not leaving the line in defence, Owen, and they're just punished. And Daniel Ritter is fair income having a field day. They just do not want to get up. Jared Wicks pass to Daniel Ritter, short pass to Daniel Ritter over for another try. And I think I'm going to be sick of saying that by the end of this game.
Yeah, it's just too easy for Scone at the moment, to be honest. No one wants to get off the line, so he's just kind of strolling over.
But as a defender, if you don't know, if someone's not nominating Jared Wicks from dummy half, and then seeing that Daniel Ritter is, it's no secret. It's no secret. This is not rocket science. It's no secret what they're doing. Jared Wicks is jumping out of dummy half, and he's picking up Daniel Ritter running the ball. Someone has got to get across and get up off the line and make a defensive decision to put your body on the line. I mean, it's not rocket science. If you can't see it, it's already happened on 2 or 3 or 4 occasions so far, and it's just having a field day. Seriously, I know Daniel Ritter's good, but fair income right now we're making him look like Noel Clearwell. Easy conversion for Jake Watts. 40 points to 4. And what have we had? 7 minutes of the second half in play. And Owen, I might seem like I'm being a little bit critical, but you got to call it as you see it, mate, haven't you?
It is. By the looks of it, scrimmages come back on the field.
Scrimge's on back on the field. I think Nathan Barry might have hurt himself. Am I right? I don't see Nathan Barry back out there.
No,
he might have hurt his shoulder, I think, in one of those tackles earlier, a couple of minutes ago. So anyway, here's Adam Hamilton with the kick restart. 40 points to 4. We've got under 32 minutes to go in this match. Right now, they need a little bit of soul searching, the Denman boys.
Definitely, yes.
Maybe not a little bit, more than a little bit. Here's Tommy Hagan. Plenty of room to move. He runs straight up to the defenders. The swinging gate arm of Adam Hamilton. He goes straight through him before he's hitting a good tackle from Isaac McCormack. Ball comes out. Wicks onto Tim Smith. He gets out of 1-2 defenders. Full of running, Tim Smith. Jacob Ellis is coming at him and he's tackled about 28 metres out. Look at the quickness of the play of the ball. He's trying to, see, he chanced his arm there. And look at the defence. Here's Joel Harrison. It's nearly over again. There's a flop tackle by R2. Maybe they needed that. He gave the penalty away, but it's going to allow the Denman defence to get back on the defensive line there, Owen.
That was another great tackle from Jacob Ellis there.
He saved 2 tries already. He's down in the back playing his own in goal. They're going to have a breather here right now because Joel Harrison is down injured. Big fella come over the top, R-ton for a flop, but that's just too easy. That is seriously too easy. Easy metres made there by the Scone side. They're about 8 metres out. Jared Wicks is going to get the ball. He tap restart onto Jakey Collison, and Collison goes forward. Here's Wicks again. Long pass out to Jake Watts. Jake Watts gives around the back pass to Nick Watson. Floating pass, cut out onto Tim Smith, and he puts the ball down. Sigh of relief for the Denman side. We're going to have a scrum feed here right on the 10 metre line. It's no good Denman hoping that Scone are going to drop the ball and cough it up every time they get it. They've got to make the effort to get in there in defence. Scrum feed to Sean Kidd onto the Iceman. He's belted. Absolutely belted. A good tackle there by Gary McKeon, and over the top was Nick Watson. Gets up very, very slowly. Ball's on to Josh Scrimger. They're not even making... Look at the difference in the defensive effort from Scone there, Owen. They're hitting that advantage line. Look, they're moving the Denman boys straight at the advantage line, where on the other hand, the Denman defence is waiting for them. Look at the enthusiasm from the Scone boys in defence. Really big and strong it is. Benkovic with the ball. He gets up over the 20. They've got to have a tip on. They've got to do something a little bit different. Here's Sean Kidd, pass to Adam Hamilton, and Hamilton grabs the ball out off above his head and he takes it down 30 metres out. Here's Gretsch with a kick down, straight down the throat of, is that Nick Watson? Nick Watson receives the ball in his own 40, takes it to centre field and he runs forward. He gets under one before Scrimger has tackled him around the legs, just shy of the halfway. Gary McKeon at dummy half. Ball goes out to Hadden. Hadden gets the ball and he's dragged down on the halfway line. He gets up over halfway. Going to play it. Got a chance there, Army, the Denman boys. They've given a penalty away for an offside penalty. That's the first offside penalty today.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Owen? Jesse Rudder has made Denman play for too much enthusiasm. They tried to do something in defence, but not to no avail. Here's the ball. Josh Adams is on the field. I don't know who's gone off out there. Alan, you might be able to check that out. Here's Jared Wicks on to Isaac Austin. Look at the defence from Denman. They're just waiting for him to run. Someone's down, and that is Tommy Mann out wide. So Jesse Rudder's pulled the game up. Meanwhile, Isaac Austin is centre field. He's about 12 metres out from the Denman line. Time out right now for Tommy Mann, who's down there injured. Owen, we've got under 29 minutes to go on the Bengalla Group 21 round 4 clash. It's 40 points to 4 here in favour of Scone over the Denman Devils. It's just been too easy sometimes here for the Scone side. They're making ground as you like.
Yeah, you can't even call it a blowout at this point. They've just been way too good.
Well, if you've got no one to tackle you in front, you're going to look extremely good, aren't you, mate?
Yeah.
Look at the way they're set out here, the Scone side, in this left-hand side attack. Very deep. Hawkshaw's deep. Tim Smith's deep. Ritter's out there right on the fringe. He's going to get an out-back ball, I'd imagine, for Nick picking up around the back of with Nick Watson in support. So this Denman defence, if they just stand on their heels, mate, they're going to suffer big time here. Lights are on.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Kitty's hurt or not, but he's defending on the wing out here. So
who's that? Shawnee Kidd.
This could be interesting.
It is interesting. I see Damien Bass is one of the subs. He's come on, is it?
He's warming up on the side.
Yeah, so I don't know if they plan to take Tommy Mann off. Anyway, you see the clear difference there between Scone and Denman at this point in time. Jesse Rudder's going to blow a restart of the play, telling the Denman boys they've got to go back that 1 millimetre. He is out the left-hand side. Look at the way they've formed their run. Hawkshaw gets the ball. The Iceman tackles him. He's down. He was tackled for mine. He's got to go back. Good call from Jesse Rudder. Tackle. He's played the ball 10 metres out. They come down a really short left-hand side. Everly with the ball. Tackle around the legs. Come back to the open. Jared Ricks onto Jake Watts. Onto Jakey Collison. Collison takes the ball forward and settles the play. Here's Jared Ricks. What are they going to do? Look at him. He's looking around left and right for short runners. Out the back to Jake Watts. Over to Gary McCoon. Short pass to Josh Adams, and Josh Adams gets the ball. He's trying to unload it, but he doesn't. Was that the last? It was. Well, they held firm there, the Denman boys, Owen.
Yeah, they did all right then.
He's just Scrimsey with it. Look at the Scone defence, Owen. They're holding. They're all offside, but anyway, here's Adam Hamilton with the ball. He goes forward 15 metres. He gets to his own 20. Good run from the big fella, Adam Hamilton. Got 4 players to try and wrestle him to the ground. He's going to play the ball 22 metres out from his own line. They're all in front of him. Here's Zach Webb. Zach Webb takes the ball forward, and penalty. Penalty to the Denman side. Jake Collison went a little bit high on Zach Webb, and now Denman have got a penalty right on their own 30. Isaac McCormick's going to kick for touch. Let's make sure you get there, Isaac, for goodness sake. Tommy Mann's still really ginger out the back there, Owen.
Might be bleeding, I reckon.
Bleeding points, that's about all at this point in time. Okay, Macca finds touch. Just shy of halfway. Ball goes to Adam, restart from Gretchy onto Adam Hamilton. And he's hitting a good 3-man tackle there. Ritter down below, and I think Collison over the top. Getting through a mountain of work, Jake Collison, Owen.
Yes.
Here's a good pass from dummy after Scrimger, and he goes left centre field. He's tackled just shy of the 40 on Scone's side of the field. Ball comes out to the left-hand side to Jacob Ellis, who runs his own solo run. He unloads it in behind the ruck onto Gretsch, and Gretsch gives the ball onto Scrimger, and Scrimger is tackled about 32 metres out from the Scone line. Ball comes down this right-hand side of the field. R2 with the ball, and he goes forward. Good tackle from Hawkshaw around the legs there, Owen. Gretsch with the ball. Long pass out the back to Sean Kidd. Another good pass to Isaac McCormick. Short pass onto Jacob Ellis. Unloads it onto Tommy Mann. Tommy Mann's hitting a big tackle, and he's coughed it up. A great tackle from Joel Harrison.
Excellent tackle there.
That's probably the last thing Tommy Mann needed to see. He was already struggling out there with an ongoing injury at the moment. He's virtually cut in half by Joel Harrison, lined him up, and did not miss him. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I don't think he was the man to hit there. I think Reinhardt would have been a far better option.
Yeah, should have probably cut him out. I don't know if they had room to move, but here's Hawkshaw. How good's Hawkshaw been today? And they just will not tackle him first up. Gary McCoon at dummy half. Onto, is that Nick Watson? Nick Watson, good tackle there. Really good tackle there. Is that, who's that? Shawnee Kidd. Shoulder charge from Adam Hamilton, and they didn't miss him. A good appeal from the Scone boys, and Jesse Rudder didn't miss Adam Hamilton, and they're going to pay the price with a shoulder charge. I think if you're close enough to tackle around the legs, for the life of me, I don't know why you're not even trying to wrap the ball up just bewilders me sometimes. Here's Ryan Hawkshaw with the tap restart. How full of running is Ryan Hawkshaw? Oh, there's an over-the-top tackle from R2. The guy was well tackled, and R2 come over the top with a late tackle, and yeah, certainly not needed. Absolutely not needed. This is the issue. It's just, and I've got to be honest, this is the discipline right now. There's letting the Denman side down.
It's just stupid, to be honest.
That's Scone penalty. 10 out, 10 in from touch. Ryan Hawkshaw is up, ready to go. Ball goes from out to Jake Watts. Jake Watts gives it on to Radford, and Radford runs straight at Gretsch and Benkovic. Big R2's in there as well. Ball centre field, comes down the short side to Daniel Ritter. He running well, he unloads it. Thank goodness they dropped it. Watts dropped it. A metre and a half out. He tried to unload Daniel Ritter. A little bit impatient now. I think Aaron Watts is screaming down here from the sideline. He wasn't happy with that. That was only the second play. And Daniel Ritter, in his enthusiasm, he unloaded to Jakey Watts, and Jakey Watts put it down as cold as a spud. A let off for the Denman side there, Owen.
Yeah, Denman are gone. This is going to be their 5th interchange, and we've still got 24 left on the clock.
Yeah. Ball goes out the side there to Reynard Ladigan. He's tackled about 15 metres out from his own line. Jacob Ellis at dummy half. Looking for runners, gives it to Benkovic, and Benkovic runs straight into the arms of Radford, and Ritter over the top. Gets to the 20. On to Scrimger, and Scrimger goes forward. He's tackled 22 metres out. There's not a lot of variation in this side. Here's Gretsch, runs from dummy half, shows it unders, but then finally gives a short pass to McCormack, who gets it up over the 30. They come down this short blind. Here's Zach Webb back inside to Adam Hamilton. Hamilton looks tired. Benkovic's trying to get on it. Oh, I think they thought Gretsch was hit late in a tackle and come to nothing. But there's plenty of plays there for Denman that could have fell on that ball.
Yeah.
Who's that there? Is that Jake Bailey? I think it is. No, that's Radford. That's Mickey Radford. My apologies, Mick. Here's the ball that Nick Watson gives an unders ball to Josh Adams, and Josh Adams goes forward, hit 20 metres out from the Denman line, round the leg, Scrimger, Benkovic over the top. Ball goes out the right to Gary McKeon. They're full of running the Scone side. McKeon goes himself. He busts out of one, busts out of two before Jacob Ellis tackles him down. A metre out. Surely they'll score from here, the Scone boys. Dummy half to Jared Wicks. That was an ordinary play, the ball, and he made the pay. Jacob Ellis and Gary McKeon have a little bit of a set to there. Frustration coming out both sides. Ordinary play the ball, but Aaron Watts is not happy down there again on the sideline. He wants more points from the Scone boys, Owen. It's 40 points to 4 here in the Bengalla scoreboard. Scone v Denman.
We haven't seen a trial in a little bit.
Is that a surprise to you?
A little bit, yeah.
Here's the Iceman. Penicilloni is hitting a really good tackle there from Nick Watson up in the front line. Jacob Ellis at dummy half. Jacob's going to look for himself, but there's no runners. Look at the go forward has been really ordinary. Ritter picks Zach Webb up and he goes sideways, so they need some runners. Here's Benkovic, takes the ball forward. At least he's charging forward, young Benko, and good run. Makes about 7 or 8 metres, hitting a good tackle by Josh Adams. Here's Gretsch out to Zach Webb. Where's the other forwards? He's hitting a high tackle there by Isaac Austin, and finished by Mickey Radford, but Jesse Rudder's pulled him up for the first one. Here's Isaac McCormick, takes a quick tap, centre field. He gets to about 40 out from his own line. Good run from Isaac. They need to go forward more. Let's get it going. Here's Jacob Ellis goes himself. Good tackle from Ritter around the legs. He's just shy of halfway. Gretsch at dummy half out to Shawnee Kidd. Short pass to Benkovic. Goes forward and he gets up over halfway. Great run. James Everly with the tackle. Here's Scrimger, one out stuff. It's still a little bit too predictable for mine, Owen. They need to be doing some unders plays.
Yeah, they got a...
Sean Kidd, first receiver. I'll come back to you, mate. Sean Kidd goes himself flat path to Hawkshaw and nearly intercepted it, but I thought it came off his chest, maybe. How'd you see that, Owen?
I think he played over his hand. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, they can definitely implement a few of their plays that they do at training. I'm not sure. It might be a lack of training that they have at the moment. I'm not sure if everyone's turning up or it might be off field more than on field at the moment.
When you're talking, so if those green lights are going, that means you're talking into it really well.
Yeah.
Turn it back on.
Anyway, from the scrum forward, Denman got the ball. Let's see what they can do. Big R2 goes forward, and he's tackled 30 out, centre field from the Scone line. Let's see if they can score. There's under 19 minutes to go here. Gretchy's looking for options left and right. Too many times scrimmage's been just one out stuff, and they've got another penalty, the Denman boys. A high shot again. That's what Jesse called. No, he's called an offside penalty. Here's Gretchy. No, not going to allow him to take a quick tap. Let's see what they can do, Owen.
Yeah, no quick taps and offside penalties.
Just this one out stuff is a little bit frustrating to watch.
They're
doing some unders lines, but the boys have got to get back and run onto it. They're being hit hard by the Scone boys right at the the advantage line. There's Sean Kidd taking one up.
Yeah, he's got no
halfback,
runners.
for goodness sake. Here's Gretch, long pass to Benkovic. Benkovic runs to the defensive line, gives it to Jacob Ellis, out the back to Zach Webb. It goes sideways. It's gone backwards for mine. He picks the ball up. He comes back to the centre of the field, hitting a good tackle by Wixie down below, and Isaac Austin over the top. Still 20 metres out from the Scone line. Gretch down to the left-hand side onto Isaac McCormick. Puts a chip in. There's no 6 to go, and that ball's gone sideways over the line. I think that was kicked by Nick Watson.
Yep. So we'll have a scrum 10 metres out, I think.
Yeah, Denman ball. Under 18 minutes to go, Owen. 40 points to 4 in favour of Scone. The lack of any atmosphere out here is deafening, isn't it? The crowd is just completely silent, mate.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people here at the moment.
Most people, I think, have left.
Yeah, it's pretty...
No, there's still some people. There's some good fans over the other side. It's good to see that they've hung around despite the scoreline, but... I think during the week, Alan, there's got to be a bit of soul searching. I know that they've had some players drop out during the week, but I still think the players out there have got to, you can't blame that for missed tackles, and and sometimes some of the missed tackles are schoolboy stuff, mate.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It might be. As I said, it might be off the paddock more than on the paddock at the moment for Denman. Scone just look very clean and clinical.
Denman with the ball here off the scrum win. They've got options left and right. They go wide to Shawnee Kidd. Shawnee Kidd gives a cut-out pass to Adam Hamilton. Defence is equal to the task. Good tackle there, and he coughs it up. Coughs it up early too. Who's the winger down there? Is that number 2?
Yeah, that's Timmy Smith.
That's Timmy Smith from Scone. Came in to tackle Adam Hamilton. I think the two of them may have collided. The two Scone defenders collided there. And Timmy Smith has certainly come off worse for wear there. Doesn't look good, Timmy Smith there.
Might be a shoulder or an elbow.
He's carrying a shoulder injury big time there, Timmy Smith. So that's a major blow for the Scone side there.
He has been one of our better players for the whole game today.
Down this this left-hand attack for Scone. Him and the likes of Nick Watson chiming in. It's been outstanding. And a young Ronnie Hawkshaw. Here's Tommy Hagan back on the field. So Josh Adams has gone out to the wing. Tommy Hagan's back on the field. So an early cough up by Denman again in good field position. They just can't keep doing it. There's a leg pull, but they got away with it. Here's Isaac Austin out wide. He goes back centre field. Gets out of a couple of Woodbury defenders. He's tackled about 30 metres out from his own line. Ball goes to Tommy Hagan, and Hagan bustles up the middle of the field, and he's hitting a good tackle there. Ball goes to Daniel Ritter again. No, is that Daniel Ritter? Yes, it is. Ritter easy as you like. That was forward, and only a bad hands by Denman and Scone, I should say, and that was Mick Radford and Jared Wicks. That was a try all over as you like there. Great bust from Daniel Ritter again, Owen.
Yeah, straight up the middle. I know it's just lazy defence, I guess.
There's no go forward in the Denman defensive line, mate. They're just standing at the they're standing at they go to about the 8 metres and then stop. And that's the difference between the two teams today. Scone their defence has been outstanding. They're hitting the Denman players right at the advantage line and just driving them backwards. It's just it's brutal to watch. Here's Adam Hamilton from the scrum base, and he takes the ball forward just shy of his own 40. Sean Kidd, no, it's Reynard Ladigan. He goes forward. He's hitting a good tackle by Isaac Austin and Ritter. And he lost the ball in the tackle. Again, a turnover. On the second that was, Owen?
Yeah. That's just been happening all game. So, I don't know. Not much has changed so far.
So it's a scrum food. Denman have coughed it up again. Centre field, they go down to that right hand side. Ball goes to Joel Harrison, and Harrison gets the ball and he's tackled about 39 metres out. Gary McKeon at dummy half. That's more like it. Dominate the ruck. Gary McKeon goes down that short side on to Ronan Haddon. He's only got Isaac McCormick to beat, and he does so. He reaches out despite a last-minute diving tackle by Jacob Ellis, but he dives over Gary McKeon to score the try out wide down that short side there. There was no defence out there whatsoever, and that's 44 points to 4, and there's under 15 minutes to go here in this match. Body language is not looking good out there from the Denman boys, Owen.
No, they're on their haunches, they got their heads down. There's been no enthusiasm since the 20th minute of the first half, to be honest.
So Jake Watts is going to try and convert this try. Gary McKeon looks like he's going to come off, and Jake Bailey, is that Jake Bailey? That's who we've got down. Gary McKeon's off after scoring that try. Well done to him. Good effort. Jake Watts is going to try and convert this try, I should say. About 25 metres out. About 5 in from touch. That'll be 46-4 if he puts it over. He connects it and just waved away. That's no conversion. The silence here, I must say, Owen, is it just me? Is the silence deafening? Seriously?
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing here right now at all. Nothing.
There's not even any noise from the beer shed.
I can't even hear the kids running around. There's nothing. 44 points to 4, under 13 minutes to go here in this A-grade match for the Bengalla round 4 clash between Scone and Denman, and it's been clinical by Scone. They've made Denman pay at every opportunity that they've coughed it up. They've made them pay, there's no question. So here we go. Scone with the ball. Gives a short pass out to, is that Radford? I think it is.
By the looks of it, yep.
He's tackled there. Here's the ball on to Josh Adams. Josh Adams runs just wide of the A&B defender and he's hitting a good tackle there, but he still makes another easy 10 metres. Just shy of halfway Scone. Here's Daniel Ritter. He's just had a blinder all day because no one wants to tackle him. He's got spiders all over him, Daniel Ritter. Good tackle there by Josh Scrimger on Nick Watson. Ritter's still unloaded. He had plenty of time. Here's Scone. They're going down the right hand side. Big kick straight over the top to Zach Webb. He gets the ball with the kick return. He takes it out to his own 10 metres line. So here's the play. The ball goes from here's Reynard Ladigan. Takes the ball forward from dummy half. He's tackled about 19 metres out from his own line. Jacob Ellis at dummy half. Even this late in the game, the Scone defence is just hitting Denman at the advantage line. It's quite brutal and punishing over the top. Benkovic slow to play to get up. He might have copped one in the melon there. Scrimger with the ball. Radford up early. Great pass down there. Here's Jacob Ellis. Rush kick again. It puts it deep, but it's a good kick. Puts it deep. The bounce goes straight into the arms. Kindly for Nick Watson. He comes to the defensive line. He's hitting a good tackle by... Is that Jacob Ellis that fielded his own kick? I think it was.
Yeah, there's been...
Here's Josh Adams. Josh Adams gets the ball, unloads it to James Everly. James Everly's running the ball freely as you like. Is that James Everly or Joel Harrison? He's just tackled. He's gone over halfway. So he's down here. A bit of a breather for the Denman boys. Under 11 minutes to go here. Pretty convincing though, the performance of Scone.
Yeah, so far.
So far. There's 11 minutes to go. Can they get to 50? What do you reckon the odds are?
$1.20.
That was James Everly, took that ball full of running, James Everly. He's going with the restart right now. He's just over halfway. Restarting into Jakey Watts. Jakey Watts gives an underspill to Daniel Ritter. We've called that a few times, but he still unloaded it. Back into the arms of Jake Watts. Gretchy's all over him like a rat, and he's tackled about 41 metres out from the Denman line. Ball goes out the back to Tommy Hagan. Tommy Hagan short pass on to Joel Harrison. Free as you like. That was just too easy, Joel Harrison. He comes to Zach Webb and Webby coating is in. He gets up and running very hard. He's played the advantage. Jesse Rutter straight into the arms of Jared Wicks, but he's going to play the advantage, and rightfully so, because Zach Webb took him very, very high. So here we go. Can they hold him out to try and avoid that 50 score line? Ball goes out wide to Watts, out the back to Nick Watson. Nick Watson short pass on to number 17. I don't know who that is. My apologies. Here it is, 5 metres out. Bailey at dummy half. Goes out this short left-hand side onto Jake Watts, and Jake Watts gets the ball and he's tackled about 2 metres out. Scone just lining up to score. Here's the ball from Nick Watson. He tries to dive over himself. He's short. He loses the ball in attempting to swivel over and score that. Jake Collison was out wide there. Owen screaming for the ball. He wanted to try, as did Daniel Ritter. Here's the 20-metre restart. Ball goes to Zach Webb. He goes forward. He's hitting a good tackle by Jake Watts, and he's made good ground, Webby. Here's Benkovic off Gretsch. He runs to the sideline. He's hitting a good tackle from Tommy Hagan, and Hagan puts him down. Good run, but full of running. Here's Scrimger down the right hand side. Jake Watts goes in for a big hit, but it came to nothing, and Jake Collison just shy of halfway down this right hand side again. Benkovic gets the ball. He's going to take the Scone side on himself by the looks of things. Quick play the ball. He's trying to play the ball quick, but Jesse Rutter won't allow it. Here's Gretsch from dummy half. He ducks under one, short pass to Nathan Damien Bass, I should say, and Bass's first touch of the ball. Very, very slow to play that. Is this Bassie's first run this year at first grade?
I think it might be.
Here's Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis runs wide, gives the ball out to Reynard. Reynard gets the ball, he comes back infield, beats one, beats two, short pass to Jacob Ellis. Under the legs tackle to Isaac McCormick, who puts it straight onto the boot and goes nowhere. Anyway, Scone ball, turnover there. Here's Isaac Austin. Isaac Austin runs it hard and comes straight into the likes of Nathan Barry. That was good tackle from Nathan Barry, right on the 40-metre line. Ball goes from Bailey. Bailey gets the ball out of dummy half, goes through a couple of disgraceful attempts at tackle. Josh Scrims is trying to chase him. Here's Farley comes in from nowhere along with Zach Webb. Quick play the ball, that's the last thing they needed. Ball goes out to Watts. Short pass on to Collison. Collison runs the defensive line, pushes off one and gets tackled 3 metres out from the Denman line. He's pushes him over. Here's the ball. Bailey out the back, out the right. Here comes big Tommy Hagan looking for a try. Last tackle. Plenty of runners. Look, they're lining up. Here's short pass out the back again to Jake Watts. Watts is going to kick it. I think Nick Watson was offside for mine. Didn't come to anything. Pretty sure Nick Watson was offside off that kick there, but it really doesn't matter. So it's going to be a line drop out. What have we got? Under 9 minutes to go. 44 points to 4 here. Getting dark quickly out here, Alan.
Yeah. We haven't seen Pritch in a while.
Pritchard might have run off a game early and has not returned into Pritchard. He could have had another head knock. But anyway, here's Jake Watts gets the ball on to Jake Collison. Jake Collison gets the ball, runs into Benkovic. That wasn't a shoulder charge. That was a front-on tackle, Jesse. That was a front-on tackle. If you looked at it closely, it was a front-on tackle. There's no way that was a shoulder charge. Sorry. They both bounced off front-on tackle, front-on. Here's the penalty to Scone. Ball goes to number 17. I don't know his name. I can't place him. Anyway, he's tackled 9 metres out. Gretschy's doing his best to slow the play of the ball down. Comes out the left-hand short side again to Jake Watts onto Hawkshaw. Hawkshaw's beaten players as you like and tries to get over into the corner, but he spilled it. Coughed it up, so it's a change of possession into the Denman side. That was early on the tackle count. And even though the game's well and truly over for Denman and Scone is still coughing the ball up. Aaron Watts is not happy with those turnovers. They're 30 metres out. Zach Webb plays the ball, long ball out to Jacob Ellis. He throws a dummy, goes himself out the back to Reynard Ladigan, who trips. He's tackled about 30 metres out from his own line. Jacob Ellis at dummy half again. Goes down the blind side, and he's a good read from Ronan Haddon there, Owen.
Very good.
Ball goes on to Isaac McCormick. One out again. He goes straight into the waiting arms of Daniel Ritter. No, that's not Ritter. That was Tommy Hagan. Ball goes to Scrimger. Scrimger gets the ball, goes forward. He just shy of halfway, met by an equally enthusiastic Scone defence. Ball goes down the left-hand side now. Little chip over the top from Jacob Ellis. Comes to nothing. He just didn't get the bounce, Jacob, and unfortunately for him, Jake Watts gets, Jared Wicks gets the ball. Bit of a clothesline going on there. They still haven't put him to ground. And now he's tackled there about 40 metres out from his own line. They're desperately looking for that 50 points scoreboard there, Owen.
Yeah,
Ronan Haddon is tackled there right on the halfway line. Gretschy was the man there. Here's the ball on to Josh Adams, and Josh Adams runs at the defensive line there, and he's still going. Tackled over the top there. Nathan Barry was down below. Bailey onto Ritter. Ritter runs in behind the back of the ruck again. Defenders falling off him left, right and centre. Here's Isaac Austin comes on to, who's that? Is that Jackson Ball? Is Jackson Ball back on, I think? Or Benkovic? Sorry, that is Benkovic in the tackle there. He holds up Isaac Austin. It comes out the left to Nick Watson onto Jake Watts. Watts throws it unders, but ends up going himself. He still unloads it onto Nick Watson. They've got the numbers here. Ryan Hawkshaw, he's only got to pass it. He goes himself and he's over. He could have given the ball off to Josh Adams, but he elected to go himself, Hawkshaw, and score that try down the short side on the left-hand side there. They had the numbers through a three-man overlap, and easy as you like, 48 points to 4 with under 5 minutes to go here in this Bengalla round 4 clash.
The real question is, will it be 50? Will Jakey Watts kick this goal and take it to 50 points?
What did you say it was 2's on, did you? Did you say it was 2's on? Or
$1.20.
$1.20, which is better than 2's on. Worse than 2's on, maybe 3's on. The thing that's really telling, Owen, is that the defensive line of Scone is just absolutely still. The enthusiasm from them getting up off the 10 metres where Jesse Rudder is marking it, they're still, with 3 minutes to go, their defence is still moving up and hitting the Denman attack at the advantage line, and you don't often see that. But that's the discipline and the commitment Aaron Watts has put into this side. It's just quite extraordinary, and full marks to the Scone team.
Yeah, definitely.
Call this kick, mate.
So we have Joe Courts coming in. And he waves it away. Corey Martin. And we'll probably have Adam Hamilton kicking off again, I would say.
There's no rush to get back to the halfway line from the Denman side. It's 48 points to 4 with under 2 minutes to go. And it's not great.
No, not really.
It's not great, but they have to do some soul searching during the week, I feel, Denman. They've got to... I know the effort's there, but it's just finishing that effort, because I've lost count the amount of times today I've seen Daniel Ritter take the ball forward off a Jared Wicks or somebody else and unloaded it in traffic. He's unloaded it in traffic with 2 or 3 defenders hanging off him. Daniel Ritter has unloaded the ball on every occasion, bar maybe one. They just will not wrap him up, and they will not finish the tackle off, and they're allowing him too much easy second phase play.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just doing the small things better than a lot of the other teams in the competition at the moment.
Every single person wants to run the ball. Every single person from Scone is just full of running. Look, if you look out here now at this left-hand side attack, they've still got an overlap. Jake Watts just puts the ball into touch just here now, right in front of us, and they're counting the clock down. There's 30 seconds to go here in this match, and look, it's going to be a 48 points to 4 victory to the Scone boys. There's no way Denman want to field it and pack this scrum. They're going to wind the clock down. So big thank you to you, Owen, for helping me out here today as co-commentator. There's no way we'll see this scrum packed. Both sides want to wrap it up. They're shaking hands now. So big thank you to you, mate, for your efforts, and much appreciated to help out the Footy Fever team.
No problem.
Anytime, mate. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure Reggie Reynolds will appreciate it as well. Big thank you to Mitchy Stocker here on camera. It's been a dominant display by the Scone Thoroughbreds, 48 points to 4. The full-time siren goes, and congratulations to the Thoroughbred. Thoroughbreds, they were just too good on the day, and Denman will lose some really ugly turnovers in possession, and they will need to pick that up for the rest of the season. If they don't do it soon, it could get ugly.
Yes, definitely.
Righto, mate. Thank you very much, Alan, and thank you. We're signing off here till next week. Thank you, everyone.